Now, coming to what I've learned, it was like in the first few days that from the satsangs, from the things you started teaching us, I wrote down 3 like core principles, 3 key learnings, or rather core principles I got from the tantric philosophy you're teaching, which was one, that all of this is a game. It's a dream. Shakti is dreaming all of this, broken down super simplistically. And based on this premise that we are all living in dream, this means that there's no right and wrong, right? Because you told us the analogy that when we wake up in the morning from our dreams we're having in the night, like whatever happens, whether I get killed in a dream, or I rape someone, or I don't know, I do a mass shooting, which doesn't happen often, by the way. But I had dreams like these.
Sure.
But I don't wake up in the morning and I might think like, oh, this was crazy shit. I have no fucking clue what my subconsciousness is processing there, but it was wild. I might say this, but I would never say this dream was wrong, right?
Yeah.
So that was probably the thing I most struggled with. I mean, we had some, not debates, but I had quite a few questions about that. About, well, me as a cultural Christian, we've grown up with the philosophy of, right and wrong. And I also find it personally a virtuous thing to strive for morals and idealism, like many of us do. And Tantra kind of disrupts all of this. And we talked a lot about, all these quote unquote bad things happen in the world, people getting killed, people getting raped. And so your tantric perspective was kind of like that, it's okay, or it's not wrong, at least. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that was like the second core principle. And then the third one, which might be even more provocative to most people out there than the second one, is that I'm God. You're God, I'm God. We are all the absolute. And I would just love to have you elaborating on that, because you're more competent, you have more knowledge about that. And I would love to get this perspective out into the world, because yes, I did struggle, and every now and then I still do struggle or debate with myself about certain tantric perspectives, but I could also already see that it really helped me in dealing with certain experiences, certain memories, experiences that I made in my life that were tough, were very, very painful, whether it was whether it's the violence I experienced in my childhood, or being abandoned by my dad, or the abortions. And especially with the latter one, that's probably the most difficult, the most painful experience of my life. And what makes it even more difficult, more painful to deal with is are my moralistic, my idealistic standards, without presenting me in a certain but yeah, this battle with my mind, with the regret my mind kept bringing up in the last few years, really was and is still really tough to deal with. And yet I found a perspective that kind of helps me releasing, or maybe more accepting these things. So I would just love to hear you sharing more about these principles from your perspective, and also because I wasn't the only one struggling with these things. So the way you live them and the way you teach them.
Yeah, well, this is amazing. It was really nice to hear you distill these 3, because these are great. That this is a dream. This is a dream. Often is considered not real, right? Oh, It's just a dream. If you wake up from something hard and you go talk to your parents about it as a little kid when you're first learning about life, and they say, "Oh, sweetheart, it's just a dream. It's just a dream." It means it's not real, right? You don't have to worry about it because it's not real. That's not what I mean by dream. Not that it's not real. We are living this life through our senses. Even if you look at back to David Hume and then modern physiology, psychology, neurology, we're living this world, we're living this life not directly. We have synaptic interfaces that there's actually a gap between our seeing, our touching, our smelling, our tasting, that is communication, neurobiological, chemical communications. So we're not actually seeing, touching, tasting directly any of these things. All that process is going on in our head.
So it comes down to, we don't see the world as it is, but as we are.
Yes. So we are interpreting.
Yeah.
Right. So nothing is directly happening. And then the tantras will say that not only are we not that we are interpreting, but that this is that we are projecting this reality, or more accurately, that everything is happening together. There's actually no separation because everything is emerging simultaneously. The observed and the observer are in a direct relationship, concurrent relationship at the same time. And time is also a created reality. So all of this is, in one sense, synthetic, right? It's determinate. It's determined. It's dependent, I should say. It's dependent on the absolute consciousness experiencing, choosing to have these experiences. Just like our dreams are our superconscious mind, subconscious mind, whatever you want to call it, choosing to have these experiences, and you are living them, right? So this is a choice of the absolute to have all these experiences. She's omnipresent or omniscient. She knows everything. So she makes, she, he, it, whatever you, however you want to say it. The absolute, just by definition, being absolute, knows everything. So she's choosing to have this reality, just like we are choosing to have a dream, choosing to have a dream. So in that way, this is a choice of an experience that the absolute is having as us. And when there's absolute, then we are part of that. So then the same thing means there's no possibility of right and wrong. There's no possibility of right and wrong. There's only one reality. And that one reality is choosing. So how could that one reality choose something wrong? And who is to determine that wrong and right? If she's the one choosing and doing, then it was right for her, or it's what she wanted. Right?
If I may interrupt you there, if I'm God, then I'm how do you call it? Omnipotent,
yeah.
Omnipowerful
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So then that would mean to me that I'm in the position to judge what's right and wrong.
If you say it's wrong, but then why would you do something that's wrong? You can say it's wrong, but you're the one who did the wrong thing. So does that actually mean anything? Does that have validity as wrongness? You can choose, I'm going to have a wrong experience, but it was by your choice.
Yeah.
So it's right. It was what you wanted.
Yeah. So if it was truly wrong, in my perspective, I wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Right. Right. So this gets into semantics. So maybe there are better words, but there's nothing that is intrinsically maybe good and bad. There's nothing intrinsically bad. There's nothing that I don't not want it to be. She doesn't have this. Anything that is was in her swatantra, in her potential. And out of, as Christopher Wallace says in Tantra Illuminated, out of her self-love, she must express all of those potentials because they are her. So if she didn't express them, that would be a self-negation, a withholding of her own potentials. And she has no reason to withhold her own potentials because she loves herself. It's her bliss. Everything is her play. Because again, she gets to choose. There's nobody telling her what to do. No mom, no dad, no boss, no police, no nothing outside of her telling her what to do. She creates all those things as playground. So there's no more right and wrong. And it's a dream because it's her creating her reality as her, just as all the things in your dream, all of the people, all of the objects, they're all you creating yourself in these different forms. So she is creating herself in all of these different forms. And it's only her, just as every character in your dream is you. That's why it's a beautiful analogy. Because when you wake up, you don't think, oh, that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but it's like, oh, I'm a motherfucker, like I got to look into myself. And she knows. She doesn't need to look into why did I create that character in my dream, because she's omniscient. She knows everything, right? So she knows why she did it, and then she veiled herself. She set up the whole dominoes, and then she forgot, and then she started the dominoes just to see, wow, amazing, what would happen with this infinitely complex dominoes arena that she has set up. And then she even forgets, so that it's even more. It would be even fun if you had set it all up and started it. It would be fun if you had set it up and started it. But if you had set it all up and then forgot, just like a little kid bringing a little kid in and saying, okay, now watch, and he did this, and it had all these, and fireworks and everything it set off. How fantastic, right? That's what she's doing.
Like the meme I shared this morning. Did you see it?
I didn't see it.
No, it's an alien smoking a bong, and when it wakes up, it realizes it was in this trip all the time, and it was like waking up out of this trip from the bong and realizing, whoa, that was a crazy trip. Like afterlife, when we die, we wake up as the alien.
Oh, okay, yes, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.